trouble when people have to be subtle by calling you with a microphone. Hi, everybody. I am Lisa Ortiz, and some of you know me by the name of my back, which has been really, I've mastered that. If anyone needs help there, help with it. I like to think of myself sort of as old school. I took a break from the anime circuit for 8 years, almost 10, and then I came back. I came back actually in Ohio at Colossalcon last year, and so this is me returning to Ohio, so I like it here. You probably know me from my role as Lina Inverse in Players. Lovely outfit there.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I've also played a bunch of other roles, including Evelyn Lotus War, Sonic the Hedgehog. Trying to figure out the microphone, sorry. And I've worked in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Serenity, and currently I'm working on the new Pokemon Black and White as Oshawa, my first trigger. I'm happy about that. And I've actually done dozens of anime in between. So, I don't know, I want to open it up, but I want to kind of talk to everybody and see what is up. How's everybody doing in Ohio, by the way? Cool. Who here? Okay, first of all, is the water park not amazing? I've not been in there, but the fact that it's even attached to here is absolutely, I had no idea. I walked in and they're like, oh, there's a water park here, the largest indoor water park. I'm like, oh, maybe if I had some time, I'll spend over. Oh, I didn't realize it was like in the lobby. Oh, okay, good. I'm like, I'll have time. As the title says, I've been everything from a sorcerer to a little girl to an evil witch. I said. Not anything stronger than that. And does anybody have any questions? And wait, I'll tell a little bit more also. So just before I go in, I started off for years. I started off doing voiceover exclusively, and just so that you guys know, I'm getting over a bout of laryngitis, so my voice is a little bit deeper than it normally is. So if I go up to do some of my things, I'm a little scratched. It's been a play. I had like 4 auditions I could go to. It was bad. But I started off doing voiceovers. Started off in school doing theater, then I went doing voiceovers. And then a couple of years ago, actually, while I was taking a break from cons, I started producing animation and anime. But mostly I do a lot of animation outside. I've adapted. I've also directed voice actors. I've picked up and I've moved on to other things, not just animation. I've worked with audiobooks. I've worked with prelay animation and a bunch of other stuff. I just wanted to toss that out there. So we've got the whole thing. So come on. What's going on? Questions? Any questions? And I've had lots of coffee. Yes? Okay. I'll tell you my story. And I hate being behind tables, so if I start going up or sitting on the table, just work with me. I was something. I actually started when I got into anime. Most people, you'll ask them, and they answered nah, or they went to an audition, or they went to something. I actually got into anime because of Grand Theft Auto, and not the game. But I was in the game later, but I got into it because of that. I had actually had a summer off from college, and I got mono. Okay, so I was in school, I got mono. I'm home, I can't do anything. And actually, this goes in very nicely, because I'll tell you later, because it ties into our petting zoo that we have here. So I'm home, and I'm at my parents', and my car battery is dying. It leaks. It's a whole big thing. So I leave it outside, hang my hook, hang my keys up there, wake up in the morning to go outside, drive somewhere, and my car is gone. And my brother is gone. And I'm pissed. So I go to chase him down. I call up everybody I know. I'm calling up everybody, all his friends, all my friends, everything like that. And I get to my friend Rob, who at the time, Rob was working as an intern at a company that's now defunct called Central Park Media. And he's like, oh yeah, dude, Jeremy's over at George's place. And I'm like, okay, so I call up George's place, and I get my brother. I'm like, hey, Jeremy, I'm like, did you take my car? He's like, yeah, did you know your car doesn't work? I'm like, Yeah, that's why I said don't touch my car. Like, where is it? He's like, I don't know, I left it at George's house. Like, what? Where's George? I go track down George, go out with Rob. Rob takes me out, we're driving around. We finally do go to George's, we need a new battery, and he takes me going to that. We stop at a freak weird petting zoo that's there. This is a long, long story about how to get into anime. Obviously, you do not want to do this the way that I did, okay? So, we stopped at this petting zoo, and that's actually part of it that's not in there. And one of the reasons why I'm excited, there's a baby tiger here. It is kind of like a freaky, weird petting zoo. It's like kind of something wicked this way comes. There's some like lemurs there, but they look kind of like odd. There's a llama that has like tuskies coming from the bottom, which is kind of not where you want them. And there's some monkeys who are in heat, which is kind of weird. But there's some monkeys that are there, and they're like being weird. But there's a baby tiger. Take my picture with baby tiger. And I'm driving around with Rob, and he's like, you know, man, I gotta do this weird thing for work. I'm like, okay, what? Like, I gotta. You know anybody who might, want to audition for anime? Because I gotta find people to bring in for auditions. Me? Like, that's kind of what I'm going to school for. I said, oh, yeah, it's really cool. So he does that. I go in, I do my audition. I hear nothing. 6 months later, I found out that I got the lead role in a show called Record of Lotus War that was Lisa. And from there, basically, I have a weird case. From that point on to the first few years that I worked, I basically got word exclusively from people coming into my session, seeing me, and telling me to come in and audition for other stuff. That's how I got Lina Inverse and Players. I had one of the guys was in, one of the other guys was in, and they're like, hey, we have the show. You should come in and read for it. I was like, okay. And I did, and then I wound up with the lovely Miss Lina, who was me all the time. But yeah, so Grand Theft Auto, that's the story, and there was a tiger in it. So this is the perfect place to tell the whole tale. That was it. Thank you. So, thank you. Just so that you know, if you're trying to start your friend's career and you steal their car, you'll probably go to jail. And it might help. But that's the story of how I started. My brother actually, it was really funny because he goes to a lot of cons himself. Like, he was always a contact. And that was actually the weirdest thing also, is at the time, all my brother's friends were exactly where you guys were going to convention, but they hated Doug. So the first screening, I get the Doug back, my friend Rob brings it in, they pop it in the video. I'm sitting in a room with 10 guys who turn and look to me, and they go, it's Doug. Better be good. I'm like, thanks, support, God. But afterwards, they were like, all right, you're pretty good. They were very thrilled about it, which was good. And I heard, actually, I had met the creator of Lotus Wars years later, and he told me that his wife would watch the English language version over and over again and love my voice. So, I feel like I did okay, and I'm still here. So, I am thrilled by that. Yes, you have a question?
Actually, I've got a request. Can you do the Dragon Slave?
I can. I'll do it at the end.
Oh.
Just so that you know, like I said, I'm on the tail end of laryngitis, so I might sound a little more like the Lord of Nightmares. Just bear with me. It just might happen. Can't do anything about it. Any other questions? Yes.
What was because there was such a big gap between the recent Players series and what you originally done, what was it like coming back to a character that pretty much had
Well, actually, it was really interesting. I started to hear about it. I started to hear about the fact that we were going to be doing Players again about a year and a half or so. There was a rumor that it was going to happen. So we were like, all right, well, probably not, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then we got the official word, and the first thing that happened is that I got a call from Veronica Hill and Eric Stewart, and they're like, oh my God, did you hear? Like, you know what we're doing? Like, Players? Oh my God, that's awesome! Oh my God! At the time, Eric had actually moved to Nashville, and he drove back for each of his sessions just so that he could be in the show, because we all loved it so much. And it was kind of weird. It was weird, but it was also like coming home to something that you had done for a while. Because the thing that stinks about about working with some of these sometimes is you do the work, the original Slayers was done over a course of years, so I had been doing them as they went along, and it was actually really cool. Some of us watched some of the old ones we all knew, and I still have the same, before every session of Slayers, for everything that I did, I'm a very physical actor, which the guys over here, J. Michael Tatum and Vic, and then when they first met me, when I came into Last Fun, they made fun of me because we were doing the behind the voice thing, and every time I would change character, my whole body changes about what's going on. But so before I do every episode of Slayers, I do this, which is my get into Lina character pose. And I lean back, just like her signature thing in there, and usually I say gallery a couple of times, and then I revoice, and then I start my session. But I remembered everything, and it was really funny. We were working at NYAD in here, we were working with Funimation, really cool, and we're going through, and the first thing that happens is it's the first dragon thing. And I'm like, this is wrong. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, that's the translation. No, this is wrong. Like, I still have it memorized. And the funny thing about it, he's like, okay, so I wrote it down, write it down. He goes in, it's like, yep, sure enough it is. They're like, well, we're going to check the tape. So he's like, you're absolutely right. 2 days later, phone call in the middle of our session. Nice Senator Nicholas. He's got Kristen Freeman in the booth. Kristen says that the dragon slave is wrong. He's like, yeah, we already got that covered. So it was actually really fun. Everybody was really excited, and we were happy to kind of be in again. And it was like coming home. I was thrilled. I was really, really thrilled. Who else? Any other questions? Yes.
Darkness beyond twilight, crimson beyond blood that flows, buried in a stream of time is where my power grows. I pledge myself to conquer all the foes who stand before the mighty gift bestowed in my unworthy hands. Let the foes who stand before me be destroyed by the power you and I possess. Dragon Slayer!